as brokers and as team leaders and as all of this stuff, we like to make things, right? We market, right? So we want to make things look as good as they can. That's, by the way, that is not just brokers. That's everybody. That's every product you've ever bought, right? That's
I mean, if anybody's ever been in, like, I'll do two examples. Anybody's ever been in IT and gone through a demo of a product and then actually bought the product and tried to implement it, it's never the same.
Right.
They've got this perfected demo environment that has nothing outside the box.
Right.
But then, when people say we've got 100% commission in our brokerage, it's almost never true. Like they have some sort of fees on the back end that scale to the purchase price of the property or whatever it is.
Right.
There's always unique commission structures. It's never exactly what it seems. Trust me.
Right. And you guys know this. And so we're looking at this as an opportunity to just share, to be transparent with you, to be real with you about what real estate is. Whether you're a brand new agent, whether you're an experienced agent, you're probably gonna feel good after this session. You'll be like, okay, it's not just me. But we want to be honest and transparent with you about what the real estate business is. And so let's get in here. So number one, this is the number one thing, but it might be the most important thing. It is always going to take longer than you think it's going to take. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, because that's what you are, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're getting out there, right? For me, even still to this day, things take longer than you think they're going to take.
Yeah.
So when you're, doing lead generation, you're filling your pipeline, it's more important that you develop a rhythm, and that's another point. I don't want to get too far into that, but a rhythm versus solely base your emotional reaction on results. And so agents get so frustrated about how long it'll take. And I put a reel in this week. It was like, okay, you think it's like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, nothing's really happening, 10 weeks, right, of doing consistent activity. And the reality of it is the work you do today is going to pay off in 6 months.
Yeah. At best, you're getting your first paycheck in 60 to 90 days at best.
Yeah.
And that is like you had somebody in the back pocket as you were getting your license, and you're going to contract them within 30 days and then close within 30 days at best.
90 days is your grandma was waiting on you to get your license so you could put her house on the market.
Yeah. But what you just said is the most important thing, which is the work you do today is future pay in 6 months. It's not pay in 30 days. It's not pay in 60 days. You are building a pipeline that's going to pay off in 6 months.
So if you're a real estate agent and you're used to getting paid in, every 2 weeks or every month or whatever the case may be, that you can get really strung out, and emotionally, and you're like, man, I don't feel like anything's working, and you can't trust your feelings.
No.
Because that work, again, it will pay off. I guarantee it will pay off if you're doing the right things, the things that we've talked about in this podcast. Go back to supercharge your success. But if you're doing those things, I guarantee you it will work. It's just going to take some time.
The reason why people burn out in 2 years, and that's the failure rate for agents, is that 2-year mark, is because it takes about 2 years to get going. And so people say, hey, I'm 2 years in and I've got not much happening. Well, it might take you that third year. I mean, we just talked about it. I'm not sure which section this is going to fall in on the Nick podcast, whether it's first or second, but we talked about that a lot on that podcast. Was like, look, like it takes a while. Mm-hmm. Like his third year was the year he really exploded. And that was similar to how you described your business. It's similar to how my business is operated. It just takes that time.
I always like think of it like, it's like going through like high school or college. It's like, your freshman year, you're just figuring it out and you're bumping into the walls and you don't know where anything is on campus. And then your sophomore year, starting to get a little bit going. So that's your second year. Your junior and senior year is where you're sort of that professional, and then you graduate, and then it really goes. But you've got to. That doesn't mean you're not making money in that course of those 4 years. That's not what we're saying at all. But what we're saying is like you're not even going to feel like you know what you're doing or start to feel like you know what you're doing until the 2-year mark.
Well, you know what I think it is? Most people come from a different profession. Most people, save for your daughter, most people don't graduate high school and jump right into real estate and, have like someone who's been, teaching them and mentoring them for a long time. And like she has, and she's been around it for a long time. Most people don't have that. So they left a career for a new career. Nobody sees you as that. They see you as what you were before.
Right.
It's going to take 2 years to ditch that corporate shell or that paint salesman shell or whatever it is to really grow and blossom into real estate. And then it also takes that time to start getting your personal referrals. People who bought from you in the first 2 years are now referring you out and you're starting to get new business from them. So all of this stuff takes time. These seeds are planted and they take time to grow. It's just not just instant.
The other thing that, I was talking to a friend of mine, of course, here we're in Nashville and we're around entertainment a lot. And they were talking about, one of the things they'll say, Nashville's a 10-year town. So to be a professional musician, you're going to have to put in 10 years. But the other thing was the speed. So you sort of feel like people are looking at you and judging you. And if you don't show quick success, that they are, they think you're not a professional. So you have this weird interaction with the people that are around you or, in your church or at your kid's school or whatever. But the reality of it is you're living your life in slow motion, right? They see your life as fast forward. So when you hit that success button and the 2-year or 3-year or 4-year mark, they go, man, you just got into real estate and you're killing it. They're just not paying attention that much. And so don't really worry about the comparison thing, right? Or don't really worry about, what other people are thinking about you being in real estate. Just get after it, make things happen, and it will pay off.